environment, and we've got to make some cutbacks.
So how has this left you feeling, given all the, I mean, you know, money is one thing, but the emotional investment you've put into all of this?
It's very disappointing.
Numb, frustrated, angry.
Yeah?
One of the options was maybe we should just turf the whole area for the moment, and then we'll revisit it in a year's time.
I honestly don't think that's a choice. Having seen how far you've come and, you know, the emotional investment that you've put into this, which is why it's hurting now even more, of course, because you put so much emotional investment into this place. I would strongly urge you to get in to review this every step of the way, to consider how it can be carried out with less exposure to cost.
I'm feeling more positive than before we met Matthew, because it's just giving us a bit of a path, a bit of a plan for what we're going to do. We've been through the let's do nothing. We know we can't do the all singing, all dancing. Let's get it back to something that we can live with, and
No, that we do want, not just live with.
I just hope that they can get this right, that they can sort it out, get it in on budget, press the button, make it happen, because I just think it would be disastrous for them if it doesn't. I feel as if we're a step closer, but I still need to take Anne and Jeff and remind them that gardens are not about planning and budgets and problems. They're about colour and beauty and flowers and love and enjoyment and joy. And that's what I need to show them. Great Dixter is one of my favourite gardens, and I'm sure there's a few ideas that Anne and Jeff can borrow for their own place. It's been a fairly traumatic process so far, you know, and diggers and builders and planners and everything else. And what I really want you to be thinking about now is that actually what we're doing is making a garden, a beautiful garden, with colour and plants and wildlife, you know, all the things that you got excited about the first time I met you. And I think, you know, that's what I really want you to come away with from today, is just feeling excited about the fact that you're making a garden. And you're not turfing it over, which has got to be good. Yeah. Because you wouldn't have any of this if it was just turf.
No, you're
I think you're right. That feeling's disappeared, hasn't it, from the very first time we met you? We were very enthusiastic, and then with all the other ups and downs, we have lost sight, really, of what we were planning on doing and what we really wanted out of it.
Well, that's what we're here to do today. Look at this.
Wow.
Yeah?
Oh, there's sunken garden as well. That is
Go on
really
in, go on in,
something,
go on
isn't
in.
Let's get in that sunken garden.
But what's lovely about this is that it's completely over the top colour in some respects.
it? No, it's not. It's fantastic.
Ah, well there you are, you see.
We love colour, so it's amazing. And I quite like the blue and the red, and I don't think plants can clash. Look at the colour of that. Wow, isn't that pretty? I've never seen one that colour before.
And I want to show them how a great view can become part of the garden, providing there's not a tennis court in the way. Now that is what I want you to see. Look at that view. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Across the wildflowers, across the meadow, past the sheep and over into the countryside. Not too dissimilar from your view.
When you see what it could really look like, then that changes everything. And you think, yes, when the garden's done, it is going to look like this.
We've got a lot of ideas now. We can go back with them, so we just have to sit down, think about what's going to work, and try and marry them up with what we've already got there.
And now I feel they're going to go back home with new energy, new vigour, and think, yeah, we're making something like this for the future, which has got to be exciting. Anne and Jeff ask Ian to redesign the whole garden based on a new budget of £150,000. And in April, after over 5 months of designing, work finally starts.
I rang Ian and he said, look, you know, if you're gonna have to bring the numbers down, I can deliver you a great garden in the main area that you need, which is in front of the house and with a view across the valley, which will give you your sunken garden. And all of a sudden, that's sort of all that stress and worry about what we were going to do evaporated, and we could finally embrace the new scheme.
The first project is creating Anne's beloved but complex and curved sunken garden.
Ian's plans are, he doesn't use a ruler very much, so there's an awful lot of curves. Most of that's done by eye. It's a thing we call, when it looks right, it's right. It's nice because it's more sort of arty, but it does take a certain amount of time.
Now we feel there are no works that we intend to do in this garden that actually need planning approval. And we've written to the planners on that basis, and we've taken the view that we are going to start proceeding with the works. As far as we're concerned, short of discovering a Roman village under the tennis court, there's no reason why this can't be delivered to programme.
Unless the planners write back and disagree with Ian's opinion, the planning issue can finally be put to bed. Hello.
Oh, hello, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi. Hello.
How are you doing? You all right? Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
Hi, Matthew.
You all right?
Yeah, good,
Look.
thank you. Look.
Yes, you never thought it would happen, did you?
I thought, well, no, not after last time. I thought, well, I'm just pleased you haven't turfed it all over.
It hasn't been ruled out.
It has now.
It's
Look
not
at
too
that.
late.
It's great. Are
Yeah.
you relieved? You must be relieved.
Well, something's happening, isn't it? And I think
Yeah,
we thought,
definitely.
I thought nothing would ever happen. We were quite worried about that. And also, the tennis court is going.
Oh, that's the
Well,
most
it was only
exciting news
because we're
I've
putting
had
a
this
wa-
year.
I know.
Only because we're putting a wildlife pond in. That's the
That
only...
actually was that's such a revelation to finally make the decision and actually go with it.
Because weren't you going to have something over in the haddock? Is that right?
we were, but
Right.
that's,
Finances, we've had to sort of pull back on certain things. So I think all the money's going to be spent just on the front part of the garden, really, isn't it?
So the budget cuts and redesign mean that all the plans at the side of the house have been shelved. The good news is the monstrous tennis court is going to be replaced by a beautiful wildlife pond. Decking and stone paths will lead up to the curvy modern sunken garden. Yeah, well, this to me is one of the most blissful experiences I've had for some time.
Oh, really?
The mere fact that this wretched tennis court is going.
I knew it would go in the end, you know. I was just holding out for the right idea. I was just being awkward.
Yeah, holding out, thinking, oh, I'm going to have to take all those tennis clothes back to the sports shop.
Not at all, no. I was just holding out, waiting for the right idea to come up, and then I could go, all right, and I'll agree on that one, yeah.
I genuinely think in years to come, Anne and Jeff are going to look at what was their tennis court and see their beautiful pond with their seating area and full of wildlife and think, that was the best decision we've ever made. Forget buying the house, forget moving here in the first place, just getting rid of this bloody tennis court, which is like, although it doesn't rise up out of the ground, visually you may as well have a wall there. So, praise be that it's going. It's fantastic. With the project so far behind schedule and Ian's builders on a fixed rate, work on site moves up a gear. The pressure's on. Anne and Jeff want to move in at the end of summer, and they want everything done before then. Unfortunately, the next process is the very time-consuming job of lining the modern curved wall with the traditional flint and lime mortar.
It's nice to lime mortar the flints in, much more traditional, more warmth to it, and hopefully matches up with the house a little bit.
To create the curved end of the wall, the landscapers use a flexible plywood to form the shape, which is then filled with the flint and lime mortar and left to set. Progress for Anne and Jeff means that they can finally see the structure of their amazing new garden coming out of the ground. Well, I think the interesting point now is, having gone through all the pain that Anne, Jeff and Ian have been through to get to this point with revisions and adjustments and everything else, Now, what would seem like to be a relief to most people is actually the point at which the pressure really starts for Ian, because he's got to deliver a still very complicated garden with additional complications like turning the tennis court into a pond, and he's got to make all of that happen with a smaller budget, still to the same level of quality, and oh yeah, we'll just do it in 4 months instead of 6. Brilliant. So the pressure is really on him now. Anne and Jeff Shaw's major landscape project in the heart of rural Sussex has been plagued by planning problems and the credit crunch. But now the structures are rising out of the earth, and bold designer Ian has come up with a new idea for the walls of the sunken garden.
You see how like that's brick, and then there's this flint top sort of oozing down over the brick. From here round to there, it will be a brick wall.
Ah, right.
And then the flint sort of creeps up over the top, and then it points, oozes down, and oozing out, going to ooze down a bit more. That'll be a lovely, lively little thing.
Seeing progress in the garden reminds Anne of why they bought the house in the first place.
You know, the house is very nice, but it's where it is and the views that really sold us on it. If this house had been somewhere else without that view, we wouldn't have bought it.
Anne may be happy, but Jeff sees a cloud hanging over the planning issues.
I have a worry that, well, Ian assures me that the main bone of contention with the council was us doing anything with the wall. But since we've changed and rationalised the design, that's not going to happen. And I think everything else they were pretty cool with anyway. So I don't think, although Ian wants to speak to them and formalise everything, which I don't think he's done yet, I'm pretty sure he's going to do that, just to make sure that there's no sort of nasties that come back on us.
A week later, and builder Simon completes the intricate process of bringing to life Ian's new dripping flint wall. It's now May, and I'm back to take a look at progress. Howdy.
Hi, Matthew.
How you doing?
Huh, fine.
Look at this.
I know, wow.
This has come on. This is just the beginning of a hole in the ground the last time I was here.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive,
Brilliant.
though, you've got to admit.
Nice work, Simon. You pleased with it?
Thank you very much. Yes, curving is a nice variant on it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the candle wax.
Yeah. Yeah, the candle wax is fantastic. I love that. What do you think?
No, it's great.
Yeah?
It was described to me, and it's just as I imagined.
And you're excited by it,
Yeah,
how
well.
it is at this point?
Oh, definitely. It is, because we can now visualise it and see it and touch it.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. So it's exciting, isn't it? I mean, it really feels as if there is now a garden being built here.
Yeah.
You know, when you think back not so long ago, how things were.
To the dark days when we were threatening just to turf it all.
Those dark days, exactly.
Yeah,
what
well, we've gone past the point of no return, and I think we're pleased. We've made the right decision.
The landscapers have moved on to the paving, but nothing in Ian's design is easy.
It's not the same as normal random paving. We like to call it crazy, but we're not allowed to call it crazy.
They're using 12 tonnes of Purbeck limestone to create a path that will run through the sunken garden all the way down to the wildlife pond.